Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS. Today in this session, we are going to discuss current affairs of 18th January 2024. So we are going to take Delhi edition and we are going to see the important articles. Okay. So first of all, we are going to pick out the articles which are relevant from our examination point of view. And after picking out of articles, we are going to see the different dimensions that you can think about the topics. And even we are going to connect subjects GS1 with GS2 or GS3 or GS4. So in this way, we will be having a comprehensive study of current affairs. So this type of study is very necessary for your UPSC examination. And if you want to clear your examination, you should not read each and every word which is given in the newspaper. That is not at all useful. But you have to see the different dimensions and you have to develop your own perspectives. Okay, so developing of perspectives is very important to write your mains answer and even essay, and also that will be helpful in your interview point of view as well. Okay, so these are some important things that you have to remember. So now let's get started so that we are going to see like articles. So every day you will be getting not more than 7 to 8 articles which are relevant from our UPSC point of view. And one more thing you have to keep in your mind is, so articles will be get repeated. Okay. So now let us see the front page. So in this front page, there is one important article. So this article, it is about top court. So here top court is nothing but our Honorable Supreme Court. Supreme Court wants authorities to act tough on incitement to violence and hate speech. So here you can identify some keywords. Keywords here is hate speech. So here what are the dimensions that you have to see? And one more thing here is, if you are watching analysis, please do watch daily, because current affairs forms 60 to 70% of your paper in your prelims and as well as mains. You can't skip this newspaper. If you are skipping this newspaper, then you will be out of the race. Okay, so this article is talking about hate speech. So here you have to understand what is the definition of hate speech. So you have to see whether in our Indian constitution there is a concept of this hate speech or not. And from polity point of view, you have to see which are the articles affecting this hate speech. So as you all know that we have fundamental rights which are guaranteed by our constitution, and these fundamental rights are present in part 3 of Indian constitution. And here in this fundamental right we have one article, that is article 19, 1 subclass A, which talks about right to freedom of speech and expression, which is related to this hate speech. And you have to see like what are the laws which are present in India to curb this hate speech. And even you have to see like important Supreme Court judgments earlier. So earlier Supreme Court judgments regarding this hate speech. And even from society point of view, you have to see what will be the impact. What will be the impact of hate speech on society? Okay, so these all are the dimensions that you have to think. So here we can connect this topic with different subjects from GS1. Okay, so from GS1 we have Indian society. So we can also connect this concept with religion. And from GS paper 2 point of view, you can see different articles in our constitution and even Supreme Court judgments and what are the laws which are present. Okay, and you have to see the impact of this hate speech on society, and even it will be having negative impact on economy. And from GS paper 4, Also you can think about this topic. So whether it is ethically correct or not. So we can connect this topic with conscience. Okay. So all these are different dimensions and we can connect a single topic with these subjects. I hope it is clear, right? And now let us move on to next topic. So here you can see one image. So in this image you can see one bull and there are many people who are surrounding this bull. And if you see this image, you will be understanding like the people, they want to control this bull. Yes or no? Are you getting the same points? Okay. So this article is talking about one important event, that is Jallikattu. So this article is also very important. So it is talking about Jallikattu. So how can we connect this topic with the different subjects? So first we have to see from GS paper 1 point of view. So here we have history. So in history we have ancient history, medieval, modern, okay, and here you have to see art and culture point of view and as well as post-independent India point of view. So in ancient history there are number of texts, right? So there are number of texts. So which text is talking about this Jallikattu? So from that point of view you can get a statement. And from art and culture point of view, it is one of the important part of our culture, especially from state of Tamil Nadu. So you have to see this event or this Jallikattu from which state. And here from art and culture point of view, you have to see examples of animal taming sports. Okay, examples of this animal taming sports and from which states they belongs to. And from post-independent point of view, you have to see what is the status of this Jallikattu. So why post-independent point of view is very important? Because after we got independence, now we are talking about animal rights. Okay, we got this NGT and we got environmental activists, etc. So these people, they are posing issues regarding this protection of animal rights. So because of this, you have to see in this post-India and at present era, what is the status of this bull taming sport. So this is from history point of view from GS paper 1. And from GS paper 2 also we can connect this topic from polity and governance point of view. And polity and governance point of view, we can also connect this topic. Okay, so from where we can connect this topic? Like what are the Supreme Court judgments? So here this environmental activists, they will file the petitions in Supreme Court and finally Supreme Court need to take those cases and it will be giving the judgment. And you have to see important judgment. Okay, so Supreme Court in 2014, it banned this Jallikattu. But here again Tamil Nadu state government came up with a law. So this law is overriding the judgment of Supreme Court and it said that yes, you can continue this Jallikattu. Okay, and we can also connect this topic with GS paper 3. So here you can talk about Wildlife Protection Act. You can talk about role of NGT and you can talk about role of environmental activist. And even you can talk about rights of animals. And even you can talk about breeding. And also protection of native species. Okay, so all these things will come under your topic called as Jallikattu. So I hope it is clear, right? So if you're getting points and if you're understanding how to read this newspaper and how to cover this current affairs articles. So my request is hit the like button. That's it. So it will not take more than 2 seconds of time. Hit the like button so that it will be encouraging me. And day by day the views are decreasing. I don't know why. So please do watch this current affairs analysis consistently without any fail. Okay, so please let me know how many of you are watching this news analysis consistently. Okay, so how many of you want to clear this UPSC? Please let me know in the comment box. And now let us move on to next page. So there is nothing much important in city page today, so you can skip that page. And even in the states page, most of the articles are political articles. So here you can see this title. So even it is a political article, so we can draw one example here. That is Jagannath Temple Corridor, an attempt to counter BJP's Hindutva push ahead of elections. So we're not talking about any political thing like which party is doing what. But here we are concerned with this Jagannath Temple, Puri Jagannath Temple. So have you gone through your syllabus of art and culture? So if you have gone through your syllabus, you will be having this topic called as temple architecture. Yes or no, you will be having this topic called as temple architecture. So here we have 3 types of temple architecture. So first one is Nagara style of temple architecture. Second one is Dravida style. And third one is Vesara style of temple architecture. So normally where can we see this Nagara style of temple architecture? It is seen in North India. N for N, you can remember like that. So in North India we can see this Nagara style of temple architecture. And in Southern India we have this. So in Central India we have this Vesara. And this Vesara, it is combination of both Dravida and as well as Nagara temple style of architecture. So here what are the things that you have to focus? You have to focus on features. This is the first one. And next one is you have to focus on similarities and differences between one temple style with another temple style. And you have to see even examples of this temple architecture. Okay. These are the things that you have to focus. And especially this Puri Jagannath temple, which comes under example of this Nagara style of temple architecture. And whenever you are writing any answer from history point of view, try to incorporate map. So you can ask me like, how can I show map in this history, in this temple architecture? So I will be giving you one sample. So draw like this, and you can show like here we have Nagara, and here we have Dravida, in this part we have Vesara. So if you are writing only answer regarding this Nagara style of temple architecture, you can take some examples and you can show the location here. Jagannath temple. Like that. Okay, so in this way you can represent map. And here if you are taking examples, you have to see special features of those temples. For example, Ambubachi Mela or Ambubachi temple which is present in Assam. It is very much famous for menstrual flow of goddess. And here this Puri Jagannath temple is famous for Rath Yatra. So what is that? So like that you have to know important thing. For example, we have some temples where on the eclipses, okay, on the full moon day or a new moon day, so they will be having some speciality. So you have to see all those things, okay. So especially you have to focus on these features. Clear? So in this way you have to read if anything which is present in our newspaper from our history point of view. So I hope you got this right. So if you got the idea regarding how to write an answer. So it is one of the tip for writing a mains answer from history point of view. If you like this, hit the like button. And now let us move on. So here in this page you can see one article, that is Sri Lankan Navy arrest 18 Tamil Nadu fishermen. So this article is also very important from your international relations point of view. So this article is talking about fishermen issue, right? To understand this fishermen issue, you have to draw the map. So let us draw a map. So here we have Sri Lanka, right? So this is our Pak Strait. Not only with Sri Lanka, but even with this Pakistan, we have this issue. So with Pakistan on one side, with the Sri Lanka. So with Sri Lanka and with this Pakistan, we have this fishermen issue. So why? Because we are sharing international maritime boundary. So what we are sharing? International maritime boundary. So here continental means land boundary. So I will write, because many of your beginners, right, you have to know the terminology. So continental means land boundary, maritime means sea or water boundary. Okay, so here this Pak Strait is international boundary between India and Sri Lanka, and here you have to know one more important concept. So how we can determine this maritime boundary? So you can say, like, on continent we will be having the boundaries, so that yes, we can have a definite boundary on land. What about the water? So according to the water, we have UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on Law of Seas. So it will defines international maritime boundary. Okay, it will defines international maritime boundary. So according to that, it will says what is this territorial water. So what is internal water, contagious zone, and exclusive economic zone. So according to this UNCLOS, it says that till your exclusive economic zone, it is around 200 nautical miles. So that area will come into the jurisdiction of that so and so country. So by this UNCLOS, we can follow this international maritime boundary. The issue here is people from this Tamil Nadu region, so especially coastal people, they dependent on this fishing as their livelihood. So they will be crossing this Pak Strait. Okay, and because of this, Sri Lankan Navy people, they will be catching Indian fishermen and they will be beat to death. And even so, the ships, they had been taken away by the Sri Lankan authorities. And one more issue between India and Sri Lanka is Kachativu Islands. So this Kachativu Islands is one more important issue between India and Sri Lanka. Okay, so all these things that you have to remember. Okay, and actually there is one movie trailer released, and the movie is hero is Nag Chaitanya. So I don't know in which language it is coming on, but that movie is talking about India-Pakistan fishermen issue. Okay, so if time permits, have a look over the trailer. So movie has not yet been released. So once movie is released, yes, you can watch that movie also. But as of now, trailer had been released. So you can see that is talking about this India-Pakistan fishermen issue. Clear? So now let us move on. So here in this page, you can see again one article. It is regarding death at Jallikattu event in Tamil Nadu. So already I discussed like what are the dimensions that you have to think. And you can directly move on to this editorial page. So this editorial is not at all useful because it is political article. So don't read that. And here this article is talking about Hamas, Israel, Iran, etc. because US and UK came up with airstrikes, and even Pakistan is condemning that. Okay, so because of this, yes, we are going to see this topic in detail, and this topic is important from your GS paper to under international relations point of view. And now let us move on. Next topic, it is about a search for deterrence in the Red Sea. So there are lots of dimensions that you have to see. So now let us see what are the dimensions that you can think. So this article is talking about Red Sea crisis. So what are the things that you have to see? You have to see location of this Red Sea. So there is a high chance of getting map based question from this Red Sea this year. And here you have to see water bodies are present near, and you have to see important straits. So straits are nothing but this is a water body and this is water body. So whenever there is a narrow water body which is connecting the two large water bodies, so that is called as a strait. And the important strait here, this Red Sea, is Bab el Mandab. So you have to see about this Bab el Mandab, and you have to see countries which are sharing boundary. Okay, so this is from GS paper 1 point of view, especially from your map. And even, you can get a mains question, that is, what is the phenomena or mechanism behind formation of Red Sea. So here from GS paper 1 point of view, not only map, you can see another dimension, that is about plate tectonics. So in this plate tectonics, so here we have two plates. So these two plates are moving in opposite direction. So such a type of movement is called as divergent boundary. So because of this divergent plate boundaries, that led to formation of linear sea. For example, Red Sea. So this question already asked in UPSC mains. Okay. So regarding the formation of the mechanism of this Red Sea formation. So all these things are important from GS paper 1. And now let us see another subject point of view, that is GS paper 2 from international relations. You have to see who are these Houthis and who are these Hamas. And you can also see like Israel-Palestine issue. You have to see like Israel-Palestine issue. And also you can focus on what will be the impact. What will be the impact on relations? And you have to see even what will be the impact on international trade. Because about 13% of trade, international global trade which happens to this Red Sea. So if because of this crisis and because of this Houthis, they are attacking these merchant ships in this Red Sea, it is affecting the global trade. So how it will be having impact? And even you can also see one more dimension, like how it is affecting India. Okay, so all these are the dimensions that you have to see. I hope it is clear, right? And now let us move on to this page, opinion page. So here you can see one data point which shows that rural girls want to be engineers, doctors, but they choose arts. Especially it is talking about education in rural India. So this article is saying that yes, there is a mismatch is seen between aspirations of people and as well as a reality. So girls and boys in rural India are almost equally aspiring to become doctors or engineers, but many of the girls, they are going for this choosing of arts. So it is according to this ACER report, that is annual status of education report. Okay, so this is the thing which mainly said, and overall 18.2% of girls and 16.7% of boys, they aspire to become doctors and engineers. Out of this, 36% end up in choosing STEM courses, and only 28% of girls, they did so. So this is the thing which mainly said. So here you have to analyze what are the reasons and how government can take some measures to achieve the aspirations of students. And you have to see what are the measures already taken by the government for improving of higher education in India. Clear? So these are all the dimensions that you have to see. And in this text and context, there is one article regarding the Skooky Zoomy tribes. So already we discussed number of times regarding what is this ST and in which act which is talking about scheduled tribes. And not only that, you have to see like, so what is the process to include any tribe in ST list, and what is the process for the removal of any tribe in ST list. So this article is talking about removing of the Skooky Zoomy tribes from ST list. Clear? And next topic it is about where do China-Taiwan relations stand. Okay, so here we have China. So I will draw the map. So this is China part. So here somewhere we have this Taiwan. Okay, so why did island of Nauru shift its diplomatic relations from Taiwan to China? So here the issue here is one island nation, that is very small island nation, that is Nauru. So Nauru is a very small island nation which announced that it is shifting its diplomatic relations from Taiwan to China. Okay, and China has followed a pattern of luring smaller nations and also provided a promise of financial investment and infrastructure development. So actually here China, which is acting as an aggressive nation because it wants to come up with an exploitative, aggressive, expansionist policy. It wants to expand itself and it wants to occupy the nearby islands. So because of this, normally in South China Sea, we are seeing the issue of 9-dash line, and even there are number of issues like islands like Spratly Islands, Scarborough Islands. So China is claiming all these islands. So because of this, countries which are sharing boundary, that is maritime boundary with China, so every country which is having the dispute with China, so both on land and as well as on water. Okay, so this is one more example of Chinese aggressive expansionist policy. Clear? And now let us move on to this news page. And there are many articles regarding this ACER report. Yes, here you can see one interesting article, that is rainfall rising in over half of India's sub-districts, says 4-decade study. So the 4 decades, that means from last 40-year study, which says that his rainfall is increasing in over half of Indian sub-districts. So you have to see like different dimensions. So this article is talking about rainfall. So there are many concepts that you can connect. So let us see. So first let us connect with GS paper 1, that is geography. So in geography you will be studying about different types of precipitation. For example, conventional rainfall, orographic, cyclonic. So you have to see how this rainfall is happening, and especially you have to see like monsoon. So in climate of India, you will be studying this monsoon. So it is very, very important. You have to see what is this monsoon, so what are the factors affecting monsoon, and what is this concept of El Nino and La Nina. Okay, so all these things are very important. And you have to see the present context. It says that there is increasing of rainfall. So you have to see what might be the reasons. What are the reasons for increasing of rainfall? Okay, so all these things are very important. And from GS paper 3 from economy also we can connect this topic, because yes, you know that our economy is primary economy which is dependent on agriculture. And even during this COVID-19 period, so only one sector that showed positive growth here is agriculture. Okay, so most of this agriculture in India is dependent on rain, so it is called as rain-fed agriculture. So if you are having good rainfall, we will be getting good productivity. So if you are having less rainfall, less productivity. So in this way also you can connect this topic with your GS paper 3 under economy. Clear? If it is clear, hit the like button. And next topic is over half of youth struggling with basic maths, says ACER study. So I am also from science background, so I am also have a problem with maths. Okay, so here ACER study, that is annual status of education report, tilted beyond basics, and it was released that it said that his civil society organization Pratham among the rural students who are aging between this 14 to 18 years, so they are facing problem in mathematical abilities, math abilities, and as well as digital awareness and skills. Okay, so this is the thing which mainly said. That's it. And here you have to know about what is ACER study and what is Pratham. And in this business page you can see one article that is about ICRA. So quarter 3 growth may slip below 6%, says ICRA. So here this is an example of forecast. Okay. So this article is talking about GDP forecast. So now this GDP forecast is done by Indian Rating Agency. So you have to see some facts regarding this ICRA. And whenever we are talking about GDP forecast, we are also having international rating agencies. So you are also having this international rating agencies. You have to see examples. So I will give you one example, that is Standards and Poor. Okay, so please let me know which are some of the international rating agencies. Okay, so in this way you have to see, and especially you can also go through the basic facts of GDP. What is that? And you have to see the measuring of GDP. So what is the impact if it is less or decreased? So these are the dimensions that you have to think from this article point of view. So now let us see the notes part. Okay, so if you want to get the notes of this class, you can join the Telegram channel. There you can download the notes. Clear? Let us move back and let us see these notes. So first article, it is about hate speech, right? So I included the content which is very much important from this hate speech. So what is the hate speech? So hate speech, what it all covers, you have to know that, right? So you are going to be the future civil servant. So you have to know what all included in this hate speech, because every day it will be a great challenge for you after becoming a civil servant, and you have to be emotionally intelligent and you need to have the calmness so that you can address the issues. So first of all, you have to know like what all are included under this hate speech. So it includes expression that advocates, incites, promote or justify hatred, violence, discrimination against a person or a group of persons. And this hate speech which poses a great danger to the democratic society, to the fabric of society. And even it will be also great danger for the protection of human rights and as well as rule of law. So if this problem of hate speech is unaddressed, it can lead to acts of violence and even conflict on a wider scale. So this in this sense here hate speech is extreme form of intolerance and will also leads to this hate crime in the society. So if we're talking about some important things like what are the legal provisions. So what are the laws which are going to prevent this hate speech in India? I'm talking from India point of view. So hate speech is not being defined in any law in India. So because of this is one of the great challenge, because no one knows what exactly the definition of this hate speech is all about. And next one is in our IPC, that is Indian Penal Code provisions. So we have some provisions like under section 153A. Under section 153 of IPC, promotion of enmity between different groups on the grounds of religion, race, place of birth, residence, language, etc. and doing acts that are prejudicial to maintenance of harmony, and it is an offence which is punishable with 3 years of imprisonment. So it's a crime and it will be giving the punishment around 3 years of imprisonment. And this one is section 505 of IPC, makes it an offence to make statements conducing to public mischief. So here also we have one more section which is talking about public mischief. And even we have Representation of People's Act of 1951. So this act which talks about the section 8 which disqualifies a person from contesting election. Okay, for this contesting in elections, is convicted for indulging in acts of accounting to this hate speech. So if he is involved in this hate speech, then he is not eligible. And this one is even Protection of Civil Rights Act of 1955. So here we have section 7 which penalizes incitement to an encouragement of untouchability through words or either spoken or written or by signs or visible representation, etc. That person will be punished under the Civil Rights Act. And what are the guidelines given by Supreme Court till now to curb this hate speech in the society? Yes, you have to know famous Supreme Court judgment. So one such a famous Supreme Court judgment is Tahsin Poonawalla. Tahsin Poonawalla versus Union of India case of 2018. So here Supreme Court said that we need to have comprehensive guidelines, okay, to the union and as well as state governments regarding how can we prevent this mob violence and as well as hate speech, lynching. And again in this Kondangalur Film Society case of 2018, the directions they were issued to control vandalism, okay, and to protect these mobs. So this is about in detail regarding this hate speech. So now let us see the next topic. It is about this bull taming sport, that is Jallikattu. So if we are talking about this Jallikattu, it is a bull taming sport and it is conducted in Mattu Pongal, okay, Mattu Pongal in this third day of Pongal festival, and especially it is celebrated in Tamil Nadu state. And actually here the bulls are used, and this bulls symbolizes the strength and utility in agriculture and also plays a very important role in the event. So without this bull we can't go with this Jallikattu, right? And next one is participant, they attempt to embrace the bull hump and they wants to bring it into control. So what is this history of this Jallikattu festival? So the ancient origins of this festival, which dates back to 2000 BCE, which was practiced by ayars for selecting the suitable grooms. And even it is having religious and as well as cultural significance. So it evolved into a ritualistic event during Pongal festival and also symbolizes the bond between human and as well as cattle. It was also symbolizing coins like Jalli and Kattu. So Jallikattu due to tying coins to the bull's horns for participators to retrieve. So So it is also highlighting one of the cultural practices. And this one is there is also shifting in the purpose. The transitional form, a group selection process, it is to celebrate of bravery and as well as skill and communal identity. And now here we can see lots of controversies and legal challenges which came into picture in this Jallikattu. So in the recent decades, there are many debates which are going on regarding animal welfare, animal rights. And actually here we also have this temporary ban of the Jallikattu in 2017 as well. And this one is legal status and protest. So here the lift of ban in 2017 after widespread of protest in Tamil Nadu, highlighting its cultural importance. And this one is now in the modern times, you can see there is continuation of this sport. Okay, so now let us see some important facts regarding this controversy of this Jallikattu. So if you're talking about controversy, we have to see both arguments in favor and as well as arguments in against. So first let us see arguments in favor. So if you say this arguments in favor, Jallikattu serves as a platform and is showcasing the quality of cattle. Okay, it is also highlighting the breeding skills for cattle rearers. It also plays a very important role in agrarian economy, symbolizing the power and also pride which is associated with the farming and as well as land owning caste in the rural Tamil Nadu region. And this one is also providing other part of the culture. So with the communities like Thevards and Maravards, Jallikattu stands as a cultural manifestation. Okay, so these are the arguments in favor. So let us see arguments against Jallikattu. So here one important argument is it is causing harm to bulls and humans. So here we also saw one article in today's paper itself. It is saying that 2 people they were killed. And next one is concerns raised by animal rights groups and as well as courts. They are revolving around the cruel treatment of animals and also dangerous nature of the sport because it is causing serious injuries and as well as death. And if you see the legal perspective, in 2014 itself, Supreme Court ruled that Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act takes precedence over culture traditions. And later on 2017, it has been banned by Supreme Court. Okay, so that's all about that topic. So please let me know whether we can continue this Jallikattu or not. So I think many of you from southern states, right? Especially from Tamil Nadu. So please let me know your own opinion regarding the continuation of Jallikattu. So don't forget. Okay, so I will be waiting for your replies. Okay, so let us see what are your comments. Okay, so please pause the video and comment regarding what is your opinion. So in the meanwhile, I will be having some water. Okay, okay, let us come back. And let us say next topic it is regarding international relations. So this topic is talking about India-Sri Lanka fishermen issue. So always this will be in news, okay. So at least weekly once you can see this type of article like fishermen issue between India and Pakistan or else India and Sri Lanka. So if you see details, between 2018 and 2023, Sri Lankan government impounded, that is arrested around 150 mechanized boats belonging to the fishermen of Tamil Nadu. So what is the issue? So it is the issue regarding maritime dispute, that is international water boundary between Sri Lanka and India. So the issue of maritime border between India and Sri Lanka, which has remained unsolved despite an agreement 47 years ago. So 47 years ago, around in 1974, we came up with this Indo-Sri Lanka Maritime Boundary Agreement. And here Indian fishermen, they tend to cross maritime boundary into Sri Lanka in Pak Strait, and because of this they are facing assaults by the Sri Lankan Navy. So the fishermen, they were beaten to death by the Sri Lankan naval officers. So if you see what are the steps that can be taken. So first one here is the Department of Ocean Development and Ministry of Agriculture, so they have to ensure that the state's fishermen, they able to find alternative livelihood rather than going for fishing. And this one is Sri Lankan Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. So ministers can be appointed and they can come up with setting up of 3-member committee. And this 3-member committee need to find lasting solution for the issue between this India and Sri Lanka. And next point you can write here is Sri Lanka had suggested joint patrols and operations between the two countries so that we can address this issue of illegal fishing, trespassing, etc. And this one is despite having met more than once since 2016, a solution is yet to be finalized. So after the number of times we had meet between India and Sri Lanka and we had talked about this issue, but even though there is no final solution we got. And irrespective of the circumstances, a potential solution to the dispute which relies on the response from the respective governments. So both the governments need to agree. Okay, it's not done with a single government. Okay, so the both countries are unable to settle the dispute, then they could seek assistance from the international maritime experts. So we can approach United Nations to come up with the solution. So if two countries are not able to come up, then we have United Nations and we can bring that into picture and we can come up with a solution. And next one is Indian government has renewed the trust on ocean economy in the recent times. And recently here our Prime Minister, he also signed Memorandum of Understanding on Ocean Economy with Sri Lanka, Mauritius and Maldives in 2015. Okay, so we have to go for renewal of these agreements. And as I said here, there is also one more issue between India and Sri Lanka, that is Kachativu Islands, right? So this Kachativu Islands, it is a very small island. So it is located 10 miles northeast of this Rameshwaram. So this Rameshwaram belongs to India here. So from here it is just 10 miles north. So the fishermen used to dry their nets and as well as catch their fish. And when Zamindari system was abolished in India. So when Zamindari system, it was abolished in India, Kachativu Islands, which became a part of Presidency of Madras. And when India became independent and initiated a boundary negotiations at the maritime level, so Sri Lanka here said that Kachativu was disputed territory between Sri Lanka and as well as Britishers. So between these two, Sri Lanka and as well as Britishers, they never come across any agreement. So in 1947, after we got independence, and in 1976, as per the agreements, the issue was bilaterally resolved between India and Sri Lanka. Okay, so now here Indian government has maintained that the right of the access to this Kachativu Islands will not cover any fishing rights, but we can go for drying of nets. So let us see the map exactly where this Kachativu Island is located. So this is Sri Lanka and this is Park Strait, and here we have this Rameshwaram and here we have this this Kachativu Islands. And next topic, it is about Red Sea crisis. All you know that this is the issue between this Hamas and Houthis, right? Hamas, they are militant groups of Palestine and Houthis are the militant groups of Yemen, right? So what is happening here is Houthi rebels based in Yemen, in response to Israeli attacks and bombings of Gaza, they have been attacking the merchant ships that are passing through this Red Sea. So with attacks they had began in mid of November here. So Houthis, they are using drones, not only drones but even anti-ship ballistic missiles. Okay, and they are mainly using them to attack this boarded and as well as boarding ships or the ships that are passing through this Red Sea. And there has even been an instance of hijacking of Galaxy Leader, and finally Indian Coast Guard and Indian Navy, they had operation to save that vessel and finally they saved this vessel. So if we're talking about the history regarding this Houthis, so there may be a question from your internal security or international relations point of view. So Houthis, they are the large clan and these Houthis, they belong to Shia. So Shia is nothing but in Muslims we have two sects. So one will be Shia and one will be Sunni. So there will be the controversy which will be going on between these two, okay, Shia and Sunni. So here if you see Saudi Arabia, so it is Sunni led, okay, and this Iran is Shia led. Okay, so if you're talking about this Houthi movement, so this movement which began in 1990s against the dictatorship of Yemeni president, and they now control northern Yemen and have a presence in the most regions of the country. And if you're talking about next one, that is Iran's backing. So Houthis, they are like Shia, okay, Houthis or Shias, and they are getting arms and as well as finances from this Iran itself. So if you're talking about support for Hamas, so why they are supporting? So Hamas, they are like Sunni organization. So even though they are Sunni, because of mutual opposition from this US and as well as Israel, so here they want to support this Hamas. So now let us have a look over the map where exactly this Bab el-Mandab is located. So this is Red Sea. So which are the countries sharing boundary? So here we have Djibouti, Eritrea, Sudan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia and Yemen. So these are the countries which are sharing boundary with the Red Sea, and this area which is called as Bab el-Mandab Strait. And now let us see some facts regarding this Red Sea and Bab el-Mandab. So here the strategic maritime passage in global trade, it is happening through this Red Sea, and this Red Sea is a vital waterway for global commerce and energy shipping lanes. And this Bab el-Mandab, it is a very narrow strait between Africa and as well as Arabian Peninsula, and it is located between Yemen to Arabian Peninsula, Djibouti, Eritrea on African coast, and it is also known as Gate of Tears. So you can get a question like which of the following strait is called as Gate of Tears? That is nothing but this Bab el-Mandab. And if you see what is significance of this route, so here by using this route here, ships can reach Suez Canal from the south, and it is one of the major shipping lane as well. So what is this crisis and how it is going to impact India? For example, in the context of trade or energy security or the overseas citizens and the maritime security. So you have to know all these points. So this topic now we are going to discuss, that is impact on India. So that will be important from mains. So are you getting the points or not? So if you are getting the points, hit the like button, don't forget. And even please share this video to your friends who are in need. So if we're talking the first one, it is about impact on exports. So here, because whenever we are going for other alternative route, the distance will be increased and time taken will be increased, transportation cost will be increased. Okay, so longer route is being used when exporting to Europe, but here this is providing the shortest route. So even according to the Federation of Indian Export Organization, about 90% of Western Hemisphere cargo, both inbound or shipped from India, that used to go through this Red Sea only. So if you are going for rerouting, that will go through this Africa, that is through this Cape of Good Hope. And it will be having impact on imports also, because it will take some extra time and as well as longer route, increasing of transportation cost, so that imports will become costlier. And it's also having impact on energy security, that is the instability in the Middle East that could lead to spike in the global oil prices. Okay, so that it will be significantly having negative impact on economy. And for instance, the Red Sea crisis could come in a way of any plans to reduce pump prices of petrol and diesel as India's import dependence. So actually most of the times we are depending on our imports, especially crude oil. So because of this, if there is any change or any geodynamics which is going on in the world, means that it will be having negative impact on India, right? And now let us see some more important points regarding what will be the impact on the security of this merchant vessels. So how they are attacking international shipping vessels with drones and as well as anti-ship missiles, right? So in December 2023, Liberia flagged merchant vessel, that is Pluto, which is carrying 22 crew. Okay, out of them 21 were Indians that came under this drone attack, and around 220 nautical miles which is southwest of Porbandar, Gujarat. Okay, so here ships have been attacked. and even there is an impact will be seen on the security of Indian diaspora. So the safety of Indian diaspora which is residing in the conflict zone between these two areas, that will become a priority now. So we have to take some operations so that we can save the people. And next one here is example which talks about in March, as of March 2022. So there are about 1.34 crore non-resident Indians and more than 66% of Gulf countries of UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman and Bahrain, according to this External Affairs Ministry. There are lots and lots of Indian diaspora which is present in these Western Asian countries. So it is very, very important for the government to take care of their rights and security of these people as well. And next topic, it is about Kuki Zomi tribes. So why it is in news? So now Manipur government has been asked by the center to examine the representation seeking the delisting of certain Kuki and as well as Zomi tribes from the scheduled tribe list of Manipur. So this is the first time members of Meitei community have tried to push for their inclusion on ST list by arguing that certain Kuki and Zomi tribes did not deserve to be on it. So actually you know that there was communal violent incident that happened in Manipur, that is between Meiteis and Kukis. Now Meiteis, they are the part of legislation so that they want to remove this Kukis from this scheduled tribe list. So and there is no empirical evidence as of yet to show that these tribes' names presence in the ST list has aided any form of organized illegal immigration into Manipur. So there is no evidence as of now that these Kukis had been illegally entered into Manipur. So we have to wait and see what will happen. So I want to announce about this mains answering course, and the new batch is going to be started from 22nd January 2024. Okay, it is going to start from 22nd January 2024. So here I want to say one thing. So in this news analysis, we are going to impart thought process in you and we are going to connect different dimensions, right? So that type of study is very, very important for your answer writing. And if you have the good answering skills, then no one will stop to see your name in the final list. And this skill needs a lot of practice and you need to invest efforts and as well as time. Okay, it will not happen within 3 months or 4 months. So many students, they will be thinking that after completing studying everything, okay, every standard book and NCERT, I am going to start. But that is not a right approach. So gaining knowledge you can gain, okay, within 6 to 9 months of time. If you are sitting like 12 to 14 hours a day and if you are reading standard books, basic NCERTs, yes, you can gain knowledge, but you will be not gaining the skill. So you have to gain the skill of answer writing. So that only thing will help to clear your UPSC mains. So do join this mains answering course. So here we are covering GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, even your case studies and essay. So this course is for 1 year. So daily we are going to give you one question. And here for every question, you may have a doubt like I don't have the content to write. So initially we will be providing you the modal answers also. So by looking at this modal answer, you will be getting the content. And next one is what are the answers you are writing. So there will be detailed evaluation of your answers. And on every Sunday, you will be having the live doubt clearing sessions also. So how this program will goes on here is we are going to give you 52 weeks of schedule. So we are going to give you weekly schedule. And based on that schedule, you will be preparing and you will be getting questions to your mail. And you have to start stopwatch and you have to start writing your answer. So after writing your answer, you have to send your answer in PDF format to our mail ID so that within 2 to 3 working days your answer will be corrected and we will be sending back your corrected answer to your mail ID with a detailed feedback. So you will be checking your feedback and based on that you will improving. So not only this, we will be having this live Zoom interaction. So in that Zoom interaction, we will be having discussion on your doubts. If you are facing any problems, you can discuss. And we will be having the mentorship program. And also we will be having live essay and case study practice. That live essay and case study is very, very important because in that session, so we will be having the two-way interactions, so that it will be helpful to develop or generate your perspectives. And students, they will be talking. I will be giving you the chance to talk, so that everyone, they have to share their perspectives there, so that it will be also helpful for improving of your communication skills also. Okay, so try to join this course, and the cost here is 8,200 rupees for 1 year. So if you have any doubts regarding this course, so you can contact me on this number 8074765513. So you can directly talk to me regarding this course. If you have any doubt, I will be clearing, and I will be mentoring you personally. Okay, don't worry about the mentoring. And one more thing here is, if you want to join this course, you can join by using the website. So I will show you the website. Okay, so this is website Rathods IAS Academy. So you have to click on login and register. So first do register, and after that you can click on courses, then course list. So at last we have this mains answering course here. So you can click on buy course, so that you can join the course. And this is our Telegram channel, Rathods IAS classes. So here we are posting the PDF of the class. You can get the PDF here. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. If you really like this class, hit the like button, and please do share this class to your friends. And do subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. Thank you so much for watching.